Introduction. Why balance matters in our life. A good life is one you like on most days, where you feel good from the inside. Not perfect, not always exciting, just pleasant, peaceful, and joyous more often than not. That's how I measure life success. Not by titles, money, or praise, but by how you feel inside as you live your daily life. If you achieve everything in your career and wake up miserable, angry, or empty, that's not success. But if you have a decent job, live simply, and still feel damn good about life, steady, light, and positive most days, that's a life well lived. Our time on this planet is short, uncertain, and fragile. Someone reading this may live to 80 or be gone next month. Health can turn in a week. Plans can change overnight. That's why wisdom matters, because without it, we waste the one life we have on the wrong things, in the wrong way. This book is my attempt to live more wisely. It started as notes to self because I face the same daily frictions you do: work and life, effort and rest, ambition and peace. Over and over, I've learned the same lesson. Anything taken to an extreme for too long stops serving you. This isn't a book of models or trackers. Real life doesn't fit neatly into templates. What you'll find here are clear, simple lenses, pairs of ideas in tension, so that when it's time to choose, you remember balance, think straighter, and choose better. What is balance? Balance is the ability to manage your time, energy, and resources in a way that serves your whole life, not just one part of it. It's not about doing everything equally, but doing the right things in the right proportion at the right time. Balance is not a fixed point, it's a moving state. It shifts as your responsibilities, goals, and seasons of life change. What feels balanced in your 20s may feel narrow in your 40s. What's balanced during a startup phase may feel exhausting once your family grows. The art lies in recognizing those shifts and adjusting before imbalance becomes damage. At its core, balance is about trade offs and the wisdom to manage them well. Every yes is a no to something else. Balance means making those choices consciously, not by default. It ensures that no single success comes at the cost of everything else that matters. Therefore, the concept of balance is built on four ideas: right proportion, not equal parts. Each area of life, work, health, relationships, learning, rest, deserves attention in its own measure, not identical effort. Adjustment over time. Life is seasonal. There will be chapters of pursuit and chapters of pause, both valid, both necessary. Awareness and correction. Balance requires noticing when one part of life starts draining another and having the courage to recalibrate. Integration, not separation. It's not work versus life. It's how work, life, and self strengthen one another. Balance doesn't mean avoiding ambition, comfort, or pleasure. It means holding them in proportion. It's how you stay engaged without losing yourself, how you chase growth without destroying peace, and how you live fully without burning out. Balance without the myth. This book is about balance, but not the kind you might be imagining. It's not perfect symmetry. Chasing that will make you unhappy. There will be seasons when life is deliberately uneven. 5 years building something where work dominates, a year of recovery where progress looks like rest, months focused almost entirely on family, a period where health takes the front seat, a stretch where you go deep on learning and say no to everything else. These imbalances are part of a balanced life. Wisdom isn't keeping everything equal, it's knowing which way to tilt and when. There are times to sprint and times to slow down, times to build and times to breathe. Temporary imbalance is often required to drive progress, but prolonged imbalance is likely to destroy it. Balance isn't a state you arrive at, it's a practice, a way of navigating changing seasons on purpose. Why write a book on balance at all? If imbalance is natural and sometimes necessary, why write this? Because long periods at any extreme extract a price. Overwork leads to burnout, resentment, health scares. Overpleasure leads to dullness, drift, regret. Overcontrol leads to anxiety, brittle relationships. Overcomfort leads to lost edge, missed chances. A good life is multidimensional. Work, family, relationships, health, learning, contribution, joy. Overinvest in one dimension and others decline. The job that soared while your health quietly collapsed. The business built at the cost of years you can't get back with your kids. The dream postponed for later until later never came. Humans are wired for counterweights: ambition and rest, self and others, structure and freedom. Even what you love, done only and always, will drain you. This book isn't here to tame your intensity. It's here to help you recognize when intensity is turning into imbalance and how to return to center. Not to make life smaller, but to make it richer, steadier, and sustainable. This book is an invitation, not to seek a perfect life, but to build a wise one that bends without breaking, achieves without exhausting, and stays peaceful even as it stays in motion. How to use this book? This book was written with one clear purpose: to provoke reflection that leads to positive change. Because wisdom isn't in what you read, it's in what you do with it. There are countless areas in life where balance matters. I've chosen 50 that I believe are most relevant to modern life, the tensions most of us wrestle with every day. You don't need to read it in order. Each chapter stands on its own, so feel free to open any page that calls to you that day. Sometimes the right lesson finds you when you're not even looking for it. The real value of the book, however, comes after you finish reading a chapter. Pause for a few minutes. Reflect on what that theme means in your own life. Ask yourself, where might I be leaning too far on one side? What would balance look like for me here? What small change could bring me closer to that center? The wisdom of balance is meant to be lived, not just read. Its usefulness depends on how deeply you introspect and how thoughtfully you act afterward. And if this book helps you do just one thing, pause more often to think about balance while making decisions, resolving conflicts, or setting goals. That alone would make it worthwhile. Because when more people live with balance in mind, the world itself becomes a little wiser, a little steadier, and a little kinder.